What you doing, Otaku? I'm the AC, and here's a random point of discussion for you. Harems or reverse harems? What are they? What's the difference? Why do people care? Why are they in so much anime? But first, before I get any further into that, this topic is definitely not about porn. This is going to focus solely on like the storytelling trope you see a lot, especially on manga and anime. I say trope instead of genre, one because it's played out so much and it's incorporated in so many things. I don't think it's a strong enough thing to happen to be a genre by itself, but it's something that has been implemented so much that I'm tired of it, and stuff like that I consider tropes. So I probably should have found a definition for what a trope and a genre is, but for me, harems, reverse harems, that's a trope you see in storytelling. I wouldn't call it a genre by itself. I do bring that up because if you look up harem, just in a little Google search by itself, it get a definition of like space in a Muslim household for where the females go. Okay, let's learn something new. Now, if you look up harem genre, you see that it's something that takes place in a story where there's a male protagonist that has more than two female potential lovers. Now, if you look at reverse harem, it says the opposite. It's a one female protagonist with multiple male interests. Okay. I'm not really into those definitions. And yeah, this could be a big like woke moment of like, oh yeah, gender doesn't matter, because it doesn't. I think you can just combine them. I don't think that is what the true difference is between these terms. And that's what I'm going to argue a bit in this video. It might make sense, it might not. Hang on, tell me what you think at the end. So, I think a harem, in general, can just be one member with multiple interests. Gender doesn't matter. I really want to make this clear because in a harem, the central focus is on the single person. And I could give so many definitions, so many examples of animes, but literally, I feel like it happens almost every anime now. So just go pick a random one. It's probably in there. It really probably is. But yeah, one protagonist with multiple love interests, multiple interactions, and for this definition, I'm going to say love interest. Because you can see in a lot of anime that even if it is a male protagonist, a lot of what they consider harem, he has only one interest, but then the other interests are interested in him more than he's interested in them. That's why what I want to consider the reverse harem is where the focus is on the group and the single person almost doesn't matter as far as storytelling goes. And it's a weird thing to try to wrap your head around. It's like one trying to tell a story about multiple people and then having what could be a potential single protagonist not matter. So yeah, it's weird. The reason I think of stuff like this is, you know, I watch a lot of these and they make this distinction between males of harem, females of reverse harem. But then I watch Mr. Love, Queen's Choice, what would technically be considered a reverse harem to people. I was like, there's no difference. Besides gender, there's no difference. I feel like there's a lot of potential story-wise if you can make this reverse harem focus on the group. And that's the main like difference, because if you want to get a literal reverse of a harem, not changing gender doesn't do that. Reversing the focus would be. Do you get what I'm saying? It's a weird thing. Now you try to think of examples of this, and a big example I thought of is Sword Art Online. Of course, that starts off as a typical harem, even though, like with my example earlier, Kirito's pretty much mainly just interested in Asuna, but you know, there's moments of interest between like Silica, Leafa, which is his cousin. That's a whole weird thing. Xenon, all that kind of stuff. But if you've been watching this latest arc, Kirito is not really doing anything. The focus right now has been more on Asuna, more on Leafa, more on Xenon, and more on Alice. They're the ones actually going out and the story is revolving around. This is kind of the idea what I want for like a reverse harem. Focus on the group. Kirito, even though important story overall, this arc pretty much hasn't mattered. See, and there's this potential as a tool or as another trope in storytelling. So, that's the main argument I want to make. However, you know, the other kind of difference I've been thinking about for what reverse harem is there is no single person, it's all a group. I think they call that an orgy though, but not going back to porn at all. No, but then yeah, I think that's just a different thing altogether. And then there's also how many people does it take for it to even be a harem or reverse harem? It has to be more than 2 interests, because otherwise that's just a triangle maybe. But then a triangle, all of them would have to all be interested in each other. When it comes to love and stories, manga, anime, all that, it gets complicated. A lot of it doesn't matter. I enjoy a lot of rom-coms, so I guess I see this a lot. But yeah, just ponder on that for a second. Does what I'm saying make any sense? I think it does. It makes a whole lot of sense to me, but that's why I want to make this video. Because one, like I said, harem focuses on the single character, not the group. Reverse harem focuses on the group, and the single person doesn't matter. There. End of me. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. It's just weird. Does it even matter? It's just a trope that pops up so much. I thought I wanted to share some of my thoughts on it. Let's change this definition. Probably nobody cares though, but let me know if you do. But if you like what you saw, like me at least trying, go ahead and like the video. If you want to see me talk more about anime and all kinds of other random things I think about, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. You can see when I do more of that. But until next time, I'm DAC. Thank you for watching, and bye.